So what's up, fam? Welcome back to another episode of Photo Conversations, where we have conversations about photography, film, and so much more about life. Not only talk about photography, film, we talk about a wide range of things. And for me, I'm usually driven by inspiration. When something inspires me, I'm driven to talk about it, regardless of whether it's within my expertise, or as long as I have a compelling feeling about it, I would love to talk about it. So today I have a friend, but also someone I've known for a very long time. We've gone to school together, and one of the things I remember about him is that he was a very good. Was very good with his words. He had a way around his words. He's an MC. He's a social media strategist. He's he's so many things. So today, the person I have is none other than Tongololo Etik Okello Darius. Some of us call him Dario. Yeah. Man, you have so many names, bro.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So first and foremost, I would like you to tell us who you are as a person. I always feel a little bit entitled when I introduce people, but I feel that entitlement should end because people call themselves other things, and me, who am I to introduce you?
Who are you?
So, anyways, who are you? I mean, share with the audience and about the things you do, about your journey. I've only mentioned about social media, but I know you do other things and emceeing. So take us through who you are as a person.
Thank you very much, Sparkas. Yeah, me, I'll call you Sparkas. I don't know how you call yourself now. Thank you, Watanda. Yeah, I've been with you for forever. 2004 is when we met in school. Best time. I also have a lot of stories to talk about you.
Please
a lot of
keep
stuff.
your stories to yourself.
I'll keep them.
That one guy who has that about you. So
yeah,
we have to treat this conversation very carefully.
Very careful. I will.
Yeah, but anyway,
I will. Yeah. So I'm Okello Etik Tongololo. Yes. Born, called and named Darius. So in school I was called Darius, Dario, Okdas, to mention but a few.
All those names actually apply. Yeah.
To mention but a few. Yeah, currently what I'm doing most, I'm doing digital marketing and communications. But I have been doing marketing generally. I've been doing sales. I'm also doing public relations. I'm also the publicity secretary of the Kira College Boutique Old Boys Association. Chikoba. Yeah. PR. I'm a writer. So I've written for magazines. I am a ghostwriter. I've written speeches. I've written work generally for people. In it, I like to call myself a strategist. I love the strategy game. There was a time I used to call myself a philosopher. I used to think it was about philosophy, but I think everyone life teaches you philosophy one way or another.
And I think I have this thing.
Yeah.
I have this adage that a bad philosophy is better than no philosophy.
It is.
So when you talk about being a philosopher, I think, like you say, life teaches you. To be a philosopher.
It teaches you to be a philosopher. I am a host. What you are calling an MC, you know how things change.
Yeah, so now they call them hosts.
We're now called event hosts.
Wow,
you know,
sounds cool.
It is very, very, very cool. I'm an event host, and something I really enjoy. I enjoy the act of speaking and being part of that. I am also into the music industry. I've been in the music industry, being a manager of a studio. I have been in the art spaces. So I want to say I want to take up one of the slogans of Artfield Institute of Design, which says part creative, part creative and part technical. That is basically me. Generally, a lot of things I'm into. I'm a Pan-African, very much so, and inside I've dived and put my teeth into it. That is me, basically.
Those are 3 full scraps of
telling
who you are.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
If it was an examination, you'd be asking for full scap.
More full scaps. I would. Yeah.
Amazing. So, today I just want us to talk about something that I think you are well versed with.
Yeah.
I want us to talk about virality on social media or in media generally versus quality or depth.
Yeah.
And I'll start with a short background, personal experience that I've had. I worked for a certain organization a couple of months ago, and I was tasked with the role of producing their video content for social media platforms. And one of the things that I noticed was they prioritized virality and spontaneity over the quality. You know, in the production world, you might not have the luxury of having both at the same time. Whereby if you want to go viral, the implication is that you need to work fast, film very fast, edit very fast, post very fast, write very fast, and have the post there. And that sometimes has a negative implication on the quality, because as you saw me setting up the podcast, I take my time to set the lighting, to set up the equipment, to do sound checks and all of that. So at some point, because of how fast you're working, you find yourself omitting a few things that have an impact on quality. Even if it was for a writer, if I gave you 2 weeks to write something and a day to write, I think the more the time, the more the higher the quality, because the time you put in, and that precision that you put in. So anyway, with this organization, they prioritized virality, because every time they were telling me, we need this now, and I'm like, man, I need on the timeline, I need to render this. They're like, man, we need that thing now. And sometimes what would baffle me so much would be that I would say I would maybe complain, and I'm like, man, guys, I need time to create a good story, a more compelling story, and they'll be like, no, just give us the way it is. I would hand over the project the way it was at the level that I'd taken it, but I would go with an ailing heart,
sore heart,
because I felt like, man, I could
like
have done better. I could have color graded better.
Yes.
So I want us to look at those two elements of virality and quality.
Yeah.
But the first question would be, why is it so? Why are we looking at things moving fast other than harnessing the quality of content?
Thank you very much. That is a very, very good question, and it is something that you have to actually sit down and experience. Otherwise, you wouldn't know. Now, I'll talk about first and foremost virality, and what it comes down to, So virality itself is very, very key and important when it comes to content creation today. One, because virality depends on the trend, what is happening at that particular time, and two, because of the platforms that we're having nowadays, there's what we call the algorithm. Yes, there's some things that the algorithm would love to take up faster and more, better than any other content to when we're talking about it. But it does not mean that the quality of the viral or the virality, the need to be viral, should look down onto the quality. Because when it comes to platforms, for me, I'll tell you basically, like TikTok even if they really look at where people want virality at the end of the day, the content has to have some quality in it, where quality means it has to be well researched, basing on the people who are going to receive it. Are you getting it? So it has to be good quality, even if it is going to be for a viral moment that is going to take place. Yes, it takes a little bit of a while to do. It takes a lot to do content, so for it to become viral, but it is also very important. But of course, when it comes down to it, it needs to be quality. Like, everyone has to take into quality, and this takes time, and it needs you to be strategic in order for you to get out your story very, very well. That means you have to organize your things a little bit longer. From a perspective, you have to do it beforehand, yeah. So this is what I want to do. This is what I want to evoke the emotion from the people. But at the end of the day, does it release what the company spirit wants, the person who wants that content to come out? For me, I would want to a little bit diverge from a little bit of your narrative, where it's still in it. I feel like for any piece of good content, it has to have both of them actually mixed up: the virality and also what I want to consider the matter. The matter in it, because I also want to just state that whether it is viral or not, the quality does not have to change. You get it, yeah? So it has to be mixed. And I will tell you why it is happening. I want to believe, for me, I have a saying, yeah? Yeah, if your tool is, where is the thing just disappearing like that, yeah? If your best tool is a hammer, you're going to treat every problem like it is a nail. Yeah, you get it. So I will just say, for me, I'm going to give you from a marketing perspective. Yeah, because that is what I always use, my hammer that I always give. Yes. So from a marketing perspective, there is what we call a marketing funnel. Yeah, from the funnel, like, for people to get to know a lot of information. So there is what we call the awareness stage. This is the awareness stage. The awareness stage has a lot of things. You have to catch people's attention. You have to keep them in there. And one of the things that viral content actually does is it catches their attention. You get it? It catches. So a lot of people are going to get to have eyeballs on your content very fast, which is very key and important if you're to look at that first stage of awareness. And then now, what I think you're calling could be quality or matter, could be in the next stage. The next stage, which needs you to explain much more. You begin telling them, this is how we do this. This is how this works. You begin giving the features of what they're doing. You begin giving the advantages, the benefits of it all at the end of the day. I don't know if you're getting it. Yeah,
I understand.
Yes.
I understand what you're saying.
Yes.
And I like the way that you use the marketing perspective to explain this, because essentially you cannot separate marketing from social media.
Oh yes.
I think social media, whether you're sharing your nudes or you're sharing whatever it is,
yes,
you're essentially marketing.
You're essentially marketing.
So when you use the social media marketing angle, the marketing angle, I understand what you're saying. Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, so depending on whatever kind of service it is, whatever kind of organization it is, it all comes down to that very bit. So the reason why people take up a lot of virality, most companies, organizations want virality, is to them it is like the goal that they want to achieve most and fastest. And I'll say most people actually confuse. They forget that being awareness is just a little bit a part of the whole process that takes part in the marketing. So sometimes organizations want, hey, why aren't we going viral? Hey, we need to get viral. We need people to see us. We need to do this. But they do forget. The only problem that people have is that they forget that after the viral bit, there is a lot, much more that you need to be doing. And in the way I do my digital marketing and social media marketing is that after going viral, after very many people coming and checking out the content, yes, they've seen this, they're laughing, they're going to scroll and they're going to see what else does Watanda have. Are you getting it?
So the viral content is just a sneak peek.
Yes.
The tip of the iceberg.
It is a tip. It is the one that catches people's attention. Remember, people's attention is very limited, yeah? So when something gets into them and they get it, they get excited. So after you seeing something that you do enjoy, you're going to look through and say, okay, hey, what other content does this guy have? So in that process, they are going to begin seeing the other very important content that you do have. Because first and foremost, becoming viral is very, very difficult. It is not very easy to become viral, by the way, because it also takes a lot of research. You need to know the trends. You need to know how their algorithm is doing. You need to know what people need at the end of the day for you to become viral.
Okay, I in my in my presentation of the problem, I think my presentation of the problem could have been flawed in itself.
Okay,
presenting them as a dichotomy that you either produce viral content or quality content, but clearly from your submission, it is apparent that virality and quality are actually they're intertwined.
They are best used as a strategy.
They're together. You cannot separate the two.
If you separate them, you actually are going to lose, because you could bring quality content, a lot of quality content, and no one wants to see it. Are you getting it? So if from a strategic point of view, it is better to use both of them at the same rate. It's the same conversation that we have when people say organic content versus paid content. Yeah, it is best to use both of them, because after the paid bit, people are going to be attracted to look through the other quality content, the matter that you want to send them. You know, people would really prefer seeing the beautiful girls dance, yeah? And then after dancing, they want to see, okay, what other dance has she done? And then they come and say, customer wange, free no. Are you getting it, yeah? Okay. So, yeah.
You were talking about how these things move together, how the two elements of social media content move together, the virality and the quality. You can't work with one without the other.
Oh, yes.
So I that's something I'm now also realizing, that much as I felt so bad that the quality element of my production wasn't being respected and appreciated.
Yeah.
But I also now see that the virality makes a lot of sense. Yeah. But there's something I've also noticed as you were sharing your ideas. I think each step of the process requires a different approach in terms of your focus.
Yes.
In terms of your focus how do I call it? In terms of whether you apply virality as your approach, or you apply quality as your approach. But also in this conversation, what is quality? What is quality for you? In content, what is quality?
Thank you. Now, I'm going to go back to the first conversation, the first statement you made. Then I come back and answer your question. Yeah. So yes, all these things they all have a timing they should be in. I just want to drop in a little bit of what I use. I personally call it content pillars. Yeah. it is known that a company or an organization that wants to do a lot of selling is on the wrong side of the marketing vein. You get it? The way I arrange, the way I came out to think, is I will call it a content category, where I know I need to have entertaining content, I need to have educational content, I need to have inspirational content. You get it? So that at the end of the day, in a week, I know I have tapped on both of them. I've tapped on all of them. Is it promotional? Is it educational? Is it, you get it, at the end of the day? All of them, you can actually have all of them in the same instance, but when it is well planned. Now, the question that you brought out, what is quality content? In the content creation world, the first importance of content, I want to first agree that content is king, yeah? Yeah, the very most important thing when it comes to content is, what is your goal? What do you actually want to achieve, yeah?
So does that mean quality
Yeah.
is dependent on what your goal is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Your quality depends on what your goal is. What do you want to achieve out of it at the end of the day? Yeah. Do you want, actually, there are people who just want virality. And they say, for me, I want viral content. So your quality, for someone to say he has made quality content, it has to find a way of being viral. Number two, who your audience is. Who are you talking to? Because I'm talking about the relevance of the content. Yeah? Yeah, so if I am targeting people of 50-year-old people, if you bring boys dancing, city loss at the end of the day, look at it, it may not work for them. So for you, if your goal is to have that 50-year-old at the end of the day, that content is not quality. Yeah. And then I think for me, the third bit of it all is, how does that content make your audience react? What is the reaction that is going to come out of it?
So more or less like the engagement.
Yes, the engagement.
How they react is the engagement.
Yes, the engagement out of it. So that makes the quality. Because, I do run TikTok. I do run TikTok work. And sometimes even poor quality work, where poor quality means bad cameras.
It goes viral.
It goes viral. But the people who see it enjoy it, they get it, and they take it up at the end of the day. So for me, that is what I would consider to be quality content. And the thing that you spoke, does it elicit a behavior from some? Does it make them excited? Do they get engaged with it? Do they get annoyed and begin abusing you on your timeline or something of that kind? How is it engaging? That is, for me, that's what I think is quality content.
I thank you for that perspective and insight on such an interesting topic.
Yeah.
But from what you said, I now see my point of view is a little bit flawed, because I looked while working with this company, I looked at content from the perspective of a filmmaker or a photographer. My quality factors are
Technical.
very technical.
Yes.
Things to do with the audio. How does it sound? How does the aesthetic of the video, how does it look? How does the lighting look? And it's common for every technical person,
every creative,
to be inclined to that school of thought when it comes to defining quality.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So, I think the problem was not the organization. The problem was me. I also learned something.
Okay.
While I was working on that assignment.
Yeah.
While I was working, I was pushed by the insatiable need for virality.
Virality from them.
I was pushed by that need to adjust my production process.
Okay.
I was forced to work faster.
Yes.
And I'll give you a simple scenario. Imagine you're in World War and they are firing, your troops with bullets and you're busy running out of bullets, that is going to force you to push your production, the factories to produce faster. The quality of the bullets might be lacking.
Yes.
But
they should.
At that moment, it is speed and accuracy.
Yes.
I remember our mathematics teacher used to say speed and accuracy. And I'm like, those are two contradicting things.
Oh, yes.
Accuracy.
Oh, yes.
Is accuracy and speed may not go in the same line because one affects the other.
Oh, yeah.
If you go fast, it's hard to be
it's very difficult to be accurate.
But that's what he used to say.
Yes.
But anyways, my point here is I evolved within a short time to be able to deliver to the demands of the organization.
Yes.
I removed
the veil.
I removed the technical hat and put on the content creator hat.
Oh yes,
and it's something that is becoming quite valuable to have both hats.
Yes,
to put on both hats as a technical filmmaker, technical creative, but also as a social media person that understands the value of virality and spontaneity in terms of the content that you're producing. So that is a positive for me. But I couldn't reconcile the pressure that was coming in because of the need for virality. To me, it almost sounded like we don't care about the quality. Just give us the damn thing and we have it now
we want
and
it now.
That put me a lot under pressure, but now I see it from the perspective of a social media marketeer. So for me, that is something interesting. But then, as we wrap this up, how do we reconcile the two very, very opposing forces? Virality and quality.
So, in my perspective, the best way of reconciling these two is to strategize a little bit faster and make sure all of them in your strategy are actually embedded. And I talked a little bit earlier about what I call content pillars and content categories. One, that helps you not release the same kind of content at the same time. You get it? You give people some entertainment. You let guys get, for example, on TikTok to be entertained. You give them that. But there are also a lot of people who get onto these platforms to learn. So you give them educational content. Like in the same week, say, I'm going to give you something to laugh about. I'm going to give you something to educate you. And then I'm also going to remind you about the product. So for me, it is more from a strategy point of view. Make sure in your plans and your strategies, you have included, I'm going to do viral content. Most times, viral content is entertainment content. Though I also know bad PR, some of those negatives, people always get to them, So the best way for me is to have that strategy well organized from the beginning, and that comes down to the basics. If you're doing digital marketing and social media marketing, it means you have to get the basics. One, what is the goal? What do you want to aim? Two, who are your clients? What do they want? What do you think they're going to get up and use? Three, the timing that you're going to use to push these things out to these people. And then where are you also pushing these? You get it? Sometimes you want virality, for example, on Twitter, and you're having a video. You get it? So, like, for example, we know a video is the queen of content, which is king, So video is good for TikTok, is good for YouTube, is good for this. But then there are other places where it is not going to be viral. So the platform that you're going to do it also matters very, very much. Of course, the quality, how you're doing it, the technical bit. Of course, a picture that looks good, better than something that is blurred, of course, is going to get more attention than the other. But from a strategic point of view, have you gotten all these things organized and say, this month, this is how it is going to be? And also something else, you cannot determine virality. there's content that you make and say, this is going to be very, very viral. And then it doesn't. Yes, it's like music. When they're in the studios, it is, yeah, this song is, but then when it is released, it doesn't.
Yeah.
So there's also that bit of try and try again.
From all that you've said,
Yeah.
there's one thing that I notice.
Yeah.
No single approach
Yeah.
in social media marketing guarantees you success.
Not at all.
And the reason is it's constantly moving target.
Yes.
And why is it a constantly moving target? Is that trends keep changing.
Yes.
What was trending the other day might not be trending the other. I remember there was a time when you shoot your video and you're good.
Yeah.
But now the algorithm pushes vertical videos more. So we are all we are forced to turn our phones the other way around to get to capitalize on the algorithm and what it needs.
Yes.
So for me, and from this conversation, I would say this is like very, very superficial, because when you look at the factors that we haven't touched that determine, we've only looked at 2 factors.
Yes.
And a few others,
Tapped in a little bit
few
on the
things
others. Yes.
that make the thing the whole thing work. But I'm sure we can always have a more holistic conversation on another podcast. But yeah, for me, I've learned that it's a moving target, and I like to take on that approach nowadays in everything that I do. And that approach is not to be absolute on any approach.
Oh yeah.
Say, me, I do only viral content because the algorithm could change tomorrow, and viral content, we don't care about it anymore. Or even society is a continuously evolving body, organism. So we might, I would say it's we're living in a very, very complicated time, I should say.
Yes.
And especially if you're in social media, not even social media, but if you're doing anything for money,
yes,
it means you need to keep on your toes.
Exactly.
And like keep your eyes open, like Amalize the cat. I had to bring up Amalize the cat because you read Chinua Achebe's books, and those are some of the things we read.
Things fall apart.
You have to be versatile. You have to be malleable. That's the right word. You have to be flexible and willing, because even the willingness, I could sense my own indifference to virality. I was like, why do we prioritize this? But at the end of the day, you also need to understand you are at a job.
Yes.
And your views don't matter sometimes.
Most times they don't.
But the views of the client really
really do matter.
So that is my conclusion. But to creatives, to social media marketers, but also to businesses, startups. We are having so many startups, and social media is one of the platforms that they are using to sell their products, market their products. What's your message to people in line with what we've talked about and how they can make their content? I'll not say viral or quality. I'll say for their content to be effective. Effective is the right word now.
I like the way you've even decided to change your verbatim. So my advice to organizations, to the technical people, to creatives at large, my advice to them when it comes to effective content is to make sure, one, you do not stick your mind to one particular, let me say, topic, or to one particular feeling that you want to ignite from people. You be in such a way that you can be able to give them a different perspective of the same thing. You get it? Of the same thing. And I gave it a little bit, and it is what I use so much. Content pillars. Content pillars, I'll just say this. Content pillars are those different main topics about an organization that is going to talk about so much more. Yeah. And it can be anything different. And then the categories: give entertainment, give them educational, give them inspirational, give promotional. When you do mix all of them, you never know what is going to become viral. But in my experience, educational content is the most important kind of content in all industries. Where I'm talking about finance, I am talking about SaaS, that is software. I am talking about anything at the end of the even suits. Education is the very much most important kind of content to release. And just a little bit, in your content, only 20% or less is meant to be promotional content of buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. Most of it should be about the other things. That is my advice when it comes to that. Yeah.
Wow, that was interesting. Quite a repository of knowledge from. Soon we are going to be old people.
We are old.
There's one thing I'm noticing. Soon we are going to be old, so we need to fine tune.
Yes. I'll tell you from the words of Mr. Mulongo.
Yes.
When he used to say Okulobone, I feel like we're in that stage.
That's interesting. We are in that stage.
We are already in that.
Grow up and see.
Yes, we are already in that
but,
stage.
Thank you so much, Okello, Darius, Etik, Tongololo. Thank you for the insight. It's amazing to have someone that I'm close to, someone I've grown up with, someone I've studied with, someone I've spent time with, sharing these insightful ideas in a topic which is very relevant in the time we are in today.
The times we're in, yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that is Etik Tongololo for you. He has shared very insightful and educative points about social media, about virality versus quality and depth. And my take home is this is a moving target. Taking one position isn't permanent, you know. You create content based on your goal, your objective. If your objective is to be viral, then attack that with all with all the zeal. If it's to be educational and you need a little bit of depth, then go down with that. So it's a moving landscape.
It is.
You cannot define yourself right now, and even to be more specific, in-depth content might not be trendy right now because of the attention span, but you cannot guarantee that in the next 2-3 years. How about something happens to us, and then all of a sudden we want deep things, we want in-depth analysis and things like that.
Oh, yes.
So, but also to creatives, I would urge you, based on my experience, do not harden. Do not, there's this thing I call diehardism.
Yes.
And that's another conversation you can have another day. Diehardism, the mindset of this is it. I'm going to stick to it has its place. You've seen that in politics where someone's like, I'm a communist, and that's it. Nothing in between, nothing, nothing other than that.
Yeah.
But for creatives, diehardism in this time and era is only detrimental to your success. I would say evaluate, shift your work processes to fit the times, to fit the organization you go to, but also study the organization you're going to work for.
Yes.
Some organizations are not interested in your aesthetic, color grading, framing, and all that. They just want viral content. Give them that if you're looking for money. But also, I talk about something and fight against it after that. But also, if diehardism is your thing,
Die hard.
That's the way to go, bro. So cheers, and thank you so much for catching us on this YouTube video. Feel free to subscribe, but also watch. We'll be sharing the content around and catch you on the next one.
Peace.
Peace out.